You tune into the Sportscast with Brian, Craig, and Jeff. Give you all the sports news you need. We give you outspoken thoughts about all the headlines. We talk baseball, football, hockey, and more. No matter the topic, we cover it. Get ready for the show and keep it outspoken. Keep it outspoken. We keep it outspoken only on the Sportscast. Tune into the Sportscast with Brian, Craig, and Jeff. Give you all the sports news you need.
Hey guys, welcome in to the Outspoken Sportscast. You got your hosts Brian and Craig back in town and on time. How's it going, Craig?
Pretty good. How about you?
It's pretty good. It seems like it's been a while since I've been on the show. I was like, wait a minute, I did an episode Friday. I don't know why it seems so long, but we have a quite an episode for you. We got our picks of the week. We got the NFL 7-week recap here for you. We got our power rankings. Interested to see what your 5 are. I missed them last week. And we got some headlines of the week here for you as well, right after this, guys. All right, guys, welcome in the Outspoken Sportscast here. Episode 164. We got Talks on Tuesday, Week 7 recap edition here for you. We're going to recap Week 7. Picks-wise, I edged out Craig by one game this week. I went 10-4. He was 9-5, so it was a pretty decent week for both of us. I say that's a pretty good week for you and me, and just that one game that cost Tom Brady cost you a chance at the pot in our Survivor League.
Yeah. Thanks, Tom. Good looking out on that.
No one could have picked that.
No.
Thought
that was the safest pick of the week.
Right, that was the lock pick of the week.
Yeah.
And then it turns out not to be so much. But let's go ahead. We're going to jump into the Week 7 recap. And some more crazy games. We had the Saints and Cardinals jumped on Thursday night. And that, I don't know what the over-under was on this, but this had to be way over.
Yeah, not 55.
They scored 76 points altogether. Yeah. Cardinals get the win, and the Saints, they probably win that game if their quarterback doesn't throw back-to-back pick sixes.
Yeah, Red Rifle throwing back-to-back pick sixes. He had his Arizona Cardinals jersey on underneath his Saints jersey.
They get 25 points in the second quarter.
Yeah. Well, 14 of them on two
Terrible.
passes that go the other way.
Terrible. And then the Cardinals turn around and give up 17 in the fourth to make it a game. I'm not sold if I'm an Arizona Cardinals fan. And the Saints are exactly who we thought they were going to be this year. So, might be some trouble there in Arizona at the end of the season. You already see the two fighting on the sidelines.
Yeah.
The quarterback telling his coach to calm the F down. And it's like, something's not right here, right? Something's just, they don't like each other. Yeah. The terrible Packers lose to the Commanders. What a crap show.
You didn't even have to face Wentz. You got to face Heineke, and maybe that was a better deal for the Skins, for the Commanders. I think they maybe think they gave away some draft picks for the guy they should have stayed with.
I tell you what, and I said this, I was going to go out. I got home Sunday. I said, I can't watch the game on live TV, so I'm gonna go somewhere and watch. I was gonna go to Boomer Jacks, watch it, eat a burger, maybe some wings, whatever. And then I go, they're playing the Commanders. It's gonna be a terrible game, and I don't even know if we're gonna win it. So I was like, no, I'm not wasting my money on it. So I stayed home, and sure enough, yeah, we lose 23-21. This is the first time we didn't convert a third down conversion all game. This is absolutely pathetic. And for years, we've wanted Green Bay to go all in, us fan base. And I'm willing to go all in and win it to suck. Well, we went all in, supposedly. Didn't win it. And now this team looks to be in a rebuild with a $50 million quarterback. We can't figure it out with our wide receivers. Aaron Rodgers, the people want to blame the offensive line. Our offensive line gave up one pressure against Aaron Rodgers on Sunday, and we still can't find no one open. We can't throw the ball to somebody. Our head coach doesn't want to run the ball with the best player they have, and that's Aaron Jones. I don't. It's absolutely. I did not expect to be this bad. This was the easiest part of your schedule, and you just lost all three. We got the Bills coming up. We're going to get slaughtered on the national TV.
Yeah, you're a double-digit underdog.
You might want to have the kids go to bed early that night because it's going to be ugly. And this is the first time in Aaron Rodgers' career he is a double-digit underdog. And maybe we come out and surprise some people, but I don't think so. This team, I'm obviously will always be a Green Bay Packer fan, but I have lost all hope in this team. The Vikings win the division. We don't make a wild card, and Aaron Rodgers sets off into a very poor sunset.
Yeah. Barring a cataclysmic fade, the Vikings have a 4-game lead. I think they're all right.
Yeah. Falcons lose to the Bengals. The Falcons have put up a good fight this year. I thought this one would be a little bit closer than it was.
Yeah, Joe Burrow has reawoken and
he looks like
showed why they were in the Super Bowl last year.
Went ham bananas on the Falcons defense.
He had 150 something to Boyd, 133 to Chase. He was just slinging it all over the yard. Added one running for measures.
481 yards passing, 3 touchdowns. Absolutely insane. And when he's playing like that, that's the Bengals. We know that they can be what they can be.
That's the ones we picked to win divisions and play Buffalo in the AFC Championship game and
exactly. That's the one where we said this team could repeat if they play like if Joe Burrow's on like that, and maybe something's a walk from I don't know, but if they play like this going forward, it
looks like he has a little bit of time. Whereas in the first 2 weeks, it looked like a jailbreak in every play. So it looks like maybe they figured out some blocking schemes, double team some people, whatever they needed to do. They've got him some extra time, and so he's able to throw routes down the field rather than having to throw captain check down.
Yeah, and they're looking good right now. Cowboys and Lions. This is Dak Prescott's return. I was interested. I tuned into this one. I wanted to see how Dak was going to do. And in all honesty, I thought Dak did not look all that great. But they get the win, 24-6. They went 3-and-out a couple times right off the bat.
He looked better in the second half. This game changed
did look better in the second half.
Detroit fumbles on the 1-yard line.
That's the first fumble lost by Jamal Williams in his career.
In 6 years, So, but yeah, I mean, if not, then it's 13-10 with 9 minutes to go, and it's a whole different football game. And then Goff's trying to catch him up after the Cowboys run down the field and makes a couple bad decisions and end up turning it over 5 times in the second half. And but if that guy doesn't fumble and goes in the end zone, or Micah Parsons doesn't make the tackle of a lifetime and the tight end goes in, then it's probably a different football game.
On that tackle, he tackles the guy like 1 inch short of the goal line. Yeah. Saves in the next play, Jamal Williams hands the ball
runs into his own guy and just coughs it up.
And they clocked, my buddy sent me this, they clocked
21
miles per hour. They clocked Michael Parsons on that tackle, and that's the difference. Never giving up and hustling. just an absolute beast. But that just changed the game. That I believe that fumble right there. You saw their head coach on the sideline just throw his headset, and you don't really see him lose his temper, but he threw his headset on that one, and that was just like, oh my gosh, dude, got a hole in that football. That changed the game, and we'll see what the Cowboys do next. But the Lions have kind of lost their way.
The Bears, and after last night, I thought that was going to be a cakewalk, but I could be wrong.
Yeah, that was bad. Speaking of bad, you got the Buccaneers losing to the Panthers, who have traded everybody away, except DJ Moore, and Tom Brady only puts up 3 points. This is, when I saw this, I said, this is absolutely, who bets on the Panthers to win this game? Nobody.
Yeah, nobody.
Not one bet.
And if my whole theory is we said they could sleepwalk to win in this division. They're actually testing that theory because they're under 500. They look absolutely horrible.
Horrible.
Dropping wide open passes, penalties. Brady's getting hit on every play. At this point, he's really. I mean, is he really like? This is the first time he's been under 500 since 2002.
Isn't it great to see? He came back and he looks sad. I
would love for him to come back and not make the playoffs. That'd be phenomenal.
I think a lot. Yeah, right. I think a lot of in such a cakewalk division. This is where all the Brady haters or whatever you want to call them, or us, or whatever you want to call it. I respect the guy, but I can't stand him winning. I find it wonderful, and Giselle is at home laughing every time he takes a sack
all the way to the bank. But I'm concerned about is this team can go 7-10 or 8-9 and probably host a game because they're going to win that crappy division.
Yeah.
And meanwhile, you're going to have 3 teams in the NFC East with 12 wins, and they're going to have to go on the road and play Tom Brady.
Yeah, and Tom Brady in the playoffs is.
Yeah, could you imagine Tom Brady getting a home playoff game in a 13-win team losing because they figure it out and in January?
Either this, I don't understand how a team turns from being the Bucs last season, what they did last year, to this bad, because this is bad.
Well, they have a bunch of offensive line that were hurt from the start of the year. They lost their center, they lost their guard. You know that hurts.
But I'm like, they still got a good defense.
Yep, we thought.
They still have the wide receiver weapons, and after Evans dropped that touchdown pass, the very first play of the game, that kind of set the tone.
Yeah,
that was like, oh, okay, here we go again. And after that, it was over. But what insane! Colts travel to Tennessee, take on the Titans, and they lose 19-10. Just a pathetic game. These two teams are almost unbearable to watch. Matt Ryan, we'll get into his quarterback situation a little bit later, but not looking good for either of these teams. One of them is going to win this division. I mean, the Titans 4-2?
Yeah,
and they're leading that division.
Yeah,
they're going to win it by default. The division is absolute garbage, and this team, one of these,
and that's why I picked Tennessee over Indy. Yeah. I just didn't have any faith in Matt Ryan.
No, not at all. Giants take care of business against the Jaguars. They win 23-17.
Stop. Christian Kirk, 4 inches from winning the game.
Yeah.
Jaguars. I don't know why you throw that pass. Why wouldn't you throw it in the end zone if you need 7? Why would you throw it and let him try to do that with? I never make 5 guys around, 6 guys around.
Yeah, you need 5 yards for first down. You run a 4-yard route. That doesn't make any sense to me. They were ballsy. The Jaguars went for 2 with their first touchdown. Got it. I was like, okay, what are we doing here? To me, Coach of the Year is Brian Daboll. I mean, my gosh, or what they're doing in Philly. But everyone hyped up Philly. Everyone thought the Giants were going to be the worst team in the division.
The problem is they could have 3 more losses very easily. I mean, they lose twice to Philly, 1 more time to Dallas, and they could have 4 losses just like that.
Yeah, they got to keep doing what they're doing. Daniel Jones has turned around from, hey, this guy might be a decent quarterback. Because before this, we thought he was the lowest of the low, Drew Lock type, and now
I think what they've done is they've just simplified the offense.
Right, and that's what a good coach does. He comes in, he sees what this team, what their quarterback can do, and they focus in on those strengths and not try and force him into something he's not. And then Saquon Barkley decides he's going to play a full season this year, apparently, and he's going ham bananas for your. I know you got him on fantasy. So the Giants they're playing tough, and they're not winning. They're winning ugly, and that's okay.
Defense looks good. Okay. They're not letting a lot of points up. They're keeping the offense in the game. They're not making the offense score 40. I don't even know if
they could do that, but
no, that's what I'm saying, and they know that, so they're going out there and playing, and that was part of the thing last year was the Giants defense couldn't stop anything. To see that they made some changes and got some new guys in there is comforting, I guess, for the Giants standpoint.
Yeah. And you've got to hope that it's not just kind of a flash in the pan because you don't want to be that mediocre team. You want to be either really good or really bad. You get that draft pick, change things around.
Their schedule is a lot tougher down the home stretch. So we'll see what the Giants are made of. Like I said, I can show you a path to 4 losses, or I can show you that they're for real and they beat the Eagles.
We got the Browns travel to Baltimore, and I picked this was one of the games of the week last week just because this is a divisional game. These teams usually always play each other really well. The Ravens sneak away with a 23-20 win in this game. I'm not turning on the Browns football game to watch Jacoby Brissett play. I just not, just doesn't play very good. They got a good defense. He can't get wins for him. I am interested to see what Watson looks like when he comes back, and I don't know when that is, but
week 13.
Week 13, yeah. So we'll see what happens, but the Browns can count me out on them.
By that time, I think their season will be over already.
Oh, yeah, pretty much. Stick a fork in it. And the Ravens, they're not impressing me this season at all. And this
Cincinnati, I think, leads that division after starting 0-2 or 0-3.
Yeah. And I don't know. Because it depends right now. They're tied right now with they're actually Baltimore leads the division because Cincy's 0-2 in the division.
Oh.
So they have the same record. I thought I saw that earlier. They have the same record, but since Cincy has been crap in their division, then those are you never want to start off 0-3 or 0-2, but they lost the games they didn't need to lose to the division. But yeah, the Ravens aren't a team that scare me. There's no really offensive power except their quarterback, and that's the only when he's running the ball. And this is his prove it year, right? This is his. I'm gonna bet on me.
Bet on myself, and quarterback needs a contract. He's on his last year deal. And he's not playing bad, but he's not lighting the world on fire either.
Right. And if we're going to give quarterbacks win and loss records, like a lot of us like to do, even though it's a team sport, then you've got to put these wins and losses on his shoulders. You can't have it both ways. Because those Lamar fans are going to go, well, that's a team sport. Well, everyone puts a record on the quarterback. Jets take care of business in Bronco country there. The Jets look good. They only scored 16 points, but that was the Broncos defense have showed up this season. That's not what's happening.
Yeah.
The backup quarterback just came in and put up the same amount of points as Russell Wilson usually does.
Yeah, Rippin comes in and
that's just
he's going to miss almost a month, it sounds like.
Russell?
Yeah. He's got a partially torn hamstring.
Stick a fork in him.
Yeah. He's got a partially torn hamstring. They said he could miss up to a month.
Their only hope was that he'd turn it around. But now, if he misses
I think they sat him because of the lat muscle. And then they come to find out he's got a partially torn hamstring. So I think I heard today that it's going to be a month.
Whew. That's not very good for Denver.
No, not when Rippon's your quarterback.
All right. Raiders put up 38 against the Texans. This one was a little closer than I thought it should have been in the first half, but the Raiders scored 21 in the fourth quarter to kind of seal the deal there. I don't think this one's a shocker for anybody. Shocker for me is Seattle takes care of business on the road against the Chargers. 37-23. This Chargers team is mind-numbingly. If you're a Chargers fan, you've got to just be tired of never putting it together. This is the most talented team in the paper in football, it seems, and they can't come out and consistently win games. I don't understand it.
I heard a stat today that I wish I'd have known when we ranked quarterbacks. Do you know that he has never been over 500? He's 19-19, and that's as close as he's going to get. Like he goes up, he goes down, he goes up. They lose these games all the time. He's never had a winning record as a quarterback. In
the NFL, right? Because college.
Yeah.
Okay.
And since,
I didn't know how far we were
coming
going
to
back.
the NFL, he's never had a winning record. That's
crazy.
Justin Herbert is supposedly the one of the best. We ranked him in the top 5, top 2, in deal, and he can't win big games.
I think I put him like 6 or 7 or 6.
Well,
maybe.
Yeah, but I mean, he can't either way. Top 10, whatever. He can't win the big game.
Holds his head coach too. I mean,
maybe, yeah.
Could be.
Obviously, it's not him, but in the NFL, who do you put it on? You put it on the quarterback.
You do put it on the quarterback. You do. So we just talked about that. Yep. It's insane. This guy has every attribute you want as a quarterback. He can run. He can get out of the pocket. He's got an arm.
Throw it a country mile. Yeah.
And it's insane. I got a buddy of mine that's a Chargers fan. He automatically just assumes they're going to lose every game because they don't put it together.
Well, it's just like Jeff was telling us. The Chargers always charger it up. Some way, somehow.
Jeff proved, looks so far to be proving us wrong on that one. Hey, Jeff, kudos to you, buddy. Chiefs take care of business. This was a close game at the beginning, and then it kind of fell apart really fast during the second half. The
Niners jump out 10-0.
Yeah. They just couldn't keep up. It's hard to keep Patrick Mahomes down. They have a couple. They had a couple bad penalties that they gave the Chiefs the third down conversions, and Jimmy Garoppolo is not going to be able to score 40 points to put up with the Chiefs. So
no,
easy win for them.
That defense is not looking as seasoned as we thought it was. We thought that 49ers defense was good, and they lose to Atlanta. They let up 21 or 28 to Atlanta, and then they turn around and let up 44 to the Chiefs. So,
yeah, not looking good there. Steelers travel to Miami. They lose 16-10. Tua's first game back. 0 points scored from anybody in the second half at all. No one scored any points.
Yeah.
Boring game at the end, but Tua a little rusty maybe, coming back, getting back into the fold. They still won.
I saw a meme. The Dolphins are 4-0 and Tua doesn't die.
Oh man, that's bad. Whew. And shocker of the week is the Bears beat the Patriots.
Not only beat.
Yeah.
Whew.
Whoop their butt 33-14. Mac Jones gets benched after going 3 of 6. He had 2 interceptions.
The Bears put up 33% of their points. They had 93 points in 7 games, and they put up 33 in 1.
I don't even think the Packers have put up 30 points this year.
No,
in one
and that's
game.
what I'm trying to say. If Dallas doesn't watch out, I hope this was just a fluke flash in the pan, because they can't score 30.
Well, I mean, you go look at the numbers. Justin Fields, 13-21, 179 yards.
Yeah, he ran for another 100.
He ran for 82.
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't know how they scored 33 against the defense of Patriots. I mean, it helps when you get 3 turnovers, right?
Yeah.
But the Bears are not for real. Y'all will blow them out of the water next week. But I mean, maybe don't underestimate their
Yeah, well, the
Their
one
defense,
week,
maybe.
the one kryptonite link of the Cowboys defense is a running quarterback, and look what we have here.
Yeah. These games each week, man, they continue to blow my mind on who wins, who loses, how bad the Buccaneers look.
Oh,
The NFC least is now the hardest division in the football. I just don't understand. I don't get it. All right, guys, well, that's your Week 7 recap. Pretty good week for both of us picking games. Let's go ahead. We're gonna jump into picking the power rankings, and this one's tough because there's some teams that have better records. There's some teams that are have some okay records. I just think they're better. It's kind of where do you fit them? Let's go 1 through 5 because we already know the top 2. We already know, and it doesn't matter what order you put them in. I got the Bills number 1, Chiefs number 2. Is that where you've got them pretty much set?
mm-hmm.
All right. Well, let's go to number 3. Number 3, I think it's got to be the Eagles. They're still the only undefeated football team. I don't think they're better than the Chiefs. I don't think they're better than the Bills.
On a neutral field, they lose to both teams.
Right. They're getting the job done, and the teams that they're facing. They may have an easy schedule, but that's beside the point because a win is a win.
Play who's in front of you.
Exactly. Number 4. Who do you have at number 4, Craig?
The Minnesota Vikings.
All right. Okay. I'm the same.
I couldn't kind of left them out to begin with because I kept thinking they were going to face one of these good teams and the quarterback was going to play a primetime game and pee on his leg like he always does. Or the running back was going to get hurt and have a hangnail and get hurt again or something. And they just haven't. They just keep winning, and they've won some pretty good games. And so last week, actually my 5 last week and this week are the same because everybody won and kind of looked good doing it. So I left it the same.
I don't know your 5, so I'm interested. I did choose the Vikings. I think that they're way under the radar because people are expecting them to fall off at a certain point. That's what they do. Dalvin Cook gets hurt. They can't keep it together. Yeah. Their head coach is
just lose a game that they shouldn't lose.
Yeah. Their head coach usually likes to run the ball and not throw it. Now they got a new head coach, and I think that's really turned this team around as far as
lose to a Lions team. They lose to a Cardinals team or something on a last second Hail Mary or something, and
something always bites them, and then it kind of roller coasters from there. But this defense is playing good. They're scoring quite a bit of points. I mean, this offense looks the best this is the best Vikings offense I've seen in a long time. The talent's always been there. They're kind of putting it together. Their head coach is got a scheme that's working for these 2 wide receivers they have, and they're being able to run the ball with Dalvin Cook, and so that's going to keep you in games a lot of the time. But number 5, I got the Jets. Number 5. These guys, they're winning. They're winning football games. They're playing really good defense. They went in and they manhandled the Green Bay Packers, who we are learning they're not a powerhouse team like we thought they were. That they are just winning football games, and it's as simple as that. This defense is underrated. They've got to be highly ranked of the way they're playing. This quarterback, after coming back from being injured, he's not throwing the interceptions like he was last year. That just totally killed their momentum. And they're getting plays, and they had a really good draft pick. They're getting players step up this season. I really like what I see from the Jets, and their future looks bright if they keep this up. Who do you have at number 5?
Talk about coach of the year. That could be it.
It could be coach of the year.
Because we picked them to go 0 and going into the bye, they were going to go 0 and 7 or 0 and 8.
Yeah.
I got the team on the other side that plays the home games when they're not there. I got the Giants.
I thought about putting them in there.
Again, I didn't. I left them out a couple weeks. I put the Cowboys in until they lost to the Eagles, and I kind of held thing because I figured the Giants would be the Giants and show us their true colors. But Jacksonville is supposed to be a good team, and Trevor Lawrence is supposed to be the real deal. And they hold them to 17 points, and they beat them. And so I mean 5-1, and they look good. And there's really nothing I can't say that the offense isn't holding their they're offensively weak or defensively weak. They seem to be strong on both sides of the ball. I mean, I can see the Jets and I can see Dallas right all together. But for now, I got to go with what's winning.
Yeah, you're exactly right. And I think 5, 6, and 7 right there are all close. I'd give it to Cowboys at 6 and the Giants right there, right behind them at 7.
Yeah. They're all three teams there. I mean, you could if somebody loses and another team wins, you could switch them out, flip flop them. I can't argue either way if you go with any of those three.
And it's interesting. We talk about the Jets. We talked about them going 0-8, and they had a toughest schedule. And now, why would someone do this to a team? And we've got to remember they started the season with Joe Flacco. So I think both those coaches up there are fighting for Coach of the Year. Both the jobs that they've done so far, and the organizations of drafting, and Brian Daboll's new there in New York, and you got Robert Sava. Is that his last name over there in the New York Jets, and maybe he's turning it around there. And both organizations have a bright future, and that NFC East looks to be tough. Except, I mean, we could throw the Washington Commanders out in the trash.
Yeah,
and that really looks like to be a tough division.
The experiment with Carson Wentz appears to be over. The experiment with Matt Ryan appears to be over. So yeah.
Maybe Mac Jones. We'll see.
Yeah, apparently he might be on the block too.
They had a quick trigger on him last night. All right, well, let's give you our picks for Week 8. We got picks for Week 8. Let's see if I can take it, or let's see if Craig takes it. We were close last week. The week before we were both terrible, but you were a little bit less terrible than I was. So Thursday night football, we travel. The Ravens travel to the Buccaneers, and this should be a good game. Depends on what Bucs team's going to show up. The Ravens aren't scoring more than 25 or 24 points. This one was tough for me to pick because I think the Ravens are a better team, but they're traveling on the road. This seems like one that they will lose. I think the Bucs maybe start turning their season around here. I got the Bucs winning this one at home.
You lose to the Panthers and you cost me lots of money. Give me the Ravens.
The Ravens. This one was a coin flip.
I will never pick you again, Tom. Thanks.
All right. Screw you, Tom Brady.
Yeah.
Oh, man. All right. And then we have the Broncos travel to the Jaguars. And from what you just told me, I'm going to go ahead and change my pick. I had the Broncos winning this one, but if Russell Wilson ain't playing, give me the Jacksonville Jaguars to win this one at home.
Yeah, give me Jacksonville. I think he's not going to be back till after the bye at least. So,
yeah, that's not good. You got Panthers who just took down the Buccaneers, who is favored to win that division. They travel to Atlanta to face the Falcons, who've been in every game they played pretty much this year. I got the Falcons winning this one. I think the Panthers, that was just a short-lived win last week.
Yeah, I can't pick Carolina. Yeah, there's PJ Tucker and they traded away the whole team and no,
they got one wide receiver and PJ Tucker, and that's it.
And apparently a pass rusher. I didn't never heard of him before, but
who was that? I don't know.
There's a guy that tried to supposedly there was somebody offered him 2 first-round picks for this end rusher, and they were like, nope. I was like,
wow.
Brian something, and I'd never heard of him before, and they're supposedly. I was like, well, he's going to back up the Brinks truck because you just told him that he was worth more than 2 first-round picks.
Yeah,
so he's going to want all the money.
Oh yeah. Cowboys take on the Chicago Bears. Give me the Cowboys. I don't think you can trust the Bears as far as you can throw them. Dolphins travel to the Lions. I think the Lions are lost. I think they've kind of lost their way. They're not putting up those points anymore. They've kind of there's only so much that the head coach can get you to do. There's only so much. Like, come on, guys, hang in there. We're this close when you just keep losing.
Well, and again, they face them again. Their offensive line hasn't played together. The official starting offensive line hasn't played a game together. They didn't play a game together last year. DeAndre Swift is
still
out
hurt.
again.
Mm-hmm.
He was supposed to come back after the bye. He didn't play for the Cowboy game and doesn't know if he's going to play for this game. Give me Miami, and yeah.
Yep. I got Miami winning. I got Cardinals travel to the Minnesota to take on the 12 o'clock game. Give me Kirk Cousins against Minnesota Vikings. Or against the Cardinals, sorry.
Yeah, I've never been an Arizona fan, so yeah, give me Minnesota.
Raiders travel to the Saints. I got the Saints winning this one. Raiders don't play well. They don't play well at all. They're traveling into the Saints, and the Saints have put up quite a bit of points last week against the Cardinals. This is one of those ones that from this season on, I'm going, okay, what do I think is going to happen? Let me do the complete freaking opposite. And this is one of those games where I'm going to go with the home team.
I think there's some turmoil in New Orleans. I think Kamara is tired of losing. Is kind of quitting on him. I think Andy Dalton is swinging the ball to the other team. Give me the Raiders.
All right, Jets and the Patriots. These games are usually tough against each other. Doesn't matter if the Jets are good or bad. I got the Jets winning this one.
Me too.
Okay, all right. I have the Eagles staying undefeated here as they take on the Steelers. The only way the Steelers win this game is the defense. But I just think Hurts does enough. Give me the Eagles. Yeah. And at one point they're going to lose a game, and I almost chose this one, but I just don't. The offense is so anemic from Pittsburgh. It doesn't really matter what that defense does. You got Titans and Texans, another crappy game. Give me the Titans to win this one.
Yeah, Texans are trying to get the number 1 pick, I think.
Colts and Commanders. Woo! We're really heating it up, guys.
Wow. With
that's
2 backup quarterbacks. Give me Heineke and the Commanders.
Yeah, I'm glad you said that because I had the Colts, and then I just thought, oh, wait. That's not happening. I'm changing my pick to the Commanders as well. 49ers and Rams. I have the 49ers winning this one, getting back on track. I'm not a big believer in the Rams this season.
Jimmy Garoppolo doesn't lose to the Rams. Give me the Niners.
Giants versus Seahawks. I got to go with Seattle. They just beat the Chargers. They win these games that they're not supposed to.
Geno Smith is trying to be an MVP candidate. Give me the Seahawks.
Bills and Packers. That's not even a question. No. Bills. And then
Josh Allen revenge tour, check.
Retire a Hall of Fame quarterback. Check. Bengals and Browns finish it up on Monday Night Football. Bengals are on the road, but
give me Joe Cool.
Give me Joe Cool as well. We only picked 2 games that are different, so it's going to come down to those 2 games. It's the Saints game and the Bucks game. So those are our picks this week. Let us know what you guys think. I always also throw a video up each week on TikTok, giving you the or at least I give you my picks of the week there. But the 2 teams on a bye this week are the Chiefs and Chargers, and I hope to see that the Chargers take this bye week and come off the second half of it, showing what they're capable of, because it has been absolutely insane to watch this team go so up and down with the talent.
Yeah.
All right, guys, we got the headlines of the week. We got a couple headlines here for you, and we're gonna keep with football here. Go ahead and play the intro there, Craig. That was my bad. All right, guys, we got 2 football here for you. We got 1 baseball as well as the World Series gets set. We're going to go ahead and do the McCaffrey trade. I know this happened a little bit ago, and he's already played his first game with the 49ers, but I had to discuss this trade with you, Craig, because I'm wondering what you think of it, who won this trade, and I don't know if we're going to agree or disagree on it, but basically McCaffrey was traded to the 49ers for a 2nd, 3rd, 4th pick this season, or 2023, and a 5th-round pick of 2024. Go ahead. What do you think of this trade? Who do you think won the trade and why? And then I'll get into what I think and why I think so too. Maybe we agree, maybe we don't. But
well, I mean, I like it. I mean, although they didn't really need to do it. I mean, they could have put anybody back there, and they were averaging 80 yards a game. So to give up 4 picks for a guy that my opinion is that McCaffrey. I'll be curious to see if he stays healthy, because I think he was laying out at the sign of an injury because he just didn't want to play for Carolina anymore. I thought it would make the Niners better and bolster them to win that division for sure. I thought they could win the division anyway with Garoppolo and the Rams looking like they're looking. To me, it's not a terrible trade, but I just don't think you needed to do it. I think you could have put anybody back there. The guy that was back there was averaging, 70 yards a game, 80 yards a game. And I just don't know what you're going to do with McCaffrey that you weren't going to do with whoever you had.
You hit it on the head, Craig, and I'm glad we agree. This is a win for the Panthers. This is a bad trade for the 49ers, in my opinion. Like you said, they run so many crazy schemes that they can scheme up anybody back there. They've had running backs leave, and Moser left last season that looked really good, got paid, and he hasn't really done nothing. To give up 4 draft picks for a guy who's missed 23 games in his last 33 is absolutely crazy. And look, I'm not saying that McCaffrey can't be great with the 49ers and what they're going to do with him. I'm just saying, value-wise for the pick, this is a win for the Panthers, who's rebuilding. They say they're not, but they're totally rebuilding. They trade away everybody. This is not a good trade for the 49ers. And I'm not basing this on the game that McCaffrey had. He only had 2 days of practice, and then he was thrown into the game. And he'll probably look better coming up, and he does look explosive. You see him catch the ball, and he looks like he's still explosive. Hopefully, he stays healthy for you. But this trade, to me, when it happened, really didn't make any sense because, first of all, what we just talked about, but 2, the running back position is someone you can draft. Yeah, you're going to pay this guy a lot of money, but the running back position is someone you can feel for cheap, and the way they're set up, anybody can get, not anybody, but a lot of people could get back there for cheaper and do exactly what McCaffrey's going to do. And how much does he take you past that point? So I didn't like the trade when it happened. I know a lot of people did. I just didn't like it.
Yeah. No, I agree. And the financial part of next year, starting next year, is just you're gonna have to cut him, or you're gonna have to restructure him or something, because he's gonna cost you a bunch.
Well, they'll be losing Jimmy Garoppolo because they keep saying no matter what.
Well, they say that if he keeps winning, I don't know.
Right? How can you? Well, if he goes to win Super Bowl this season, are you really gonna get rid of him? Sticking with football here, we've had 2 quarterbacks benched. Matt Ryan is not playing this season or this game, week 8. He's being benched for the UT quarterback and Sam Ehlinger, right?
Yeah, Sam Ehlinger.
And Mac Jones last night had a short leash as they sent in what's his face?
Bailey Zappi
time last night. As he got that offense rolling. Do you think this is the right move? Are you sending the right message to your team on either one of these?
I think you're sending the right message to the Colts that, hey, we screwed up as a front office and Father Time over here is undefeated. But in the Patriots situation, it appears that what I saw last night, it appears that the team is rallied around old Bailey. And when I see guys that are running routes for Mac and short arming, Wally Gator arming, T-Rex arming passes and not catching footballs and not blocking, picking up blocks and not doing anything. When the second Bailey Zappi came in, that team was like it got a shot in the arm, and they're diving on the thing, making catches on the field, crawling into the end zone, staying off their knees, making extra blocks, picking up extra deals. And the team just looked, he went 4 for 4 for 75 yards, and Mac Jones couldn't get him past midfield, and he comes in and throws 4 passes down the field. They go 75 yards, and they put up 14 points. And before Chicago knew it hit them, it was 14-10, and they have to regroup. Now they do, and that's all they scored all night. But when he entered the game, I saw a completely different football team on both sides of the ball. That he goes down and marches them down for a touchdown. The safety intercepts the football. They march down and score again. Within 5 minutes, he has 14 points on the board. So if they play like that.
Well, from Zappe, when we were playing them and when Green Bay played him, he looked good. He wasn't killing it, but he was not afraid to throw a football at all. When they let him throw the ball, he got this team playing really good. And we still beat them, but it was way closer than it should have been. And I like the energy this kid brings. Mac Jones, he did great. I mean, he did good last season, right? I just think it's a quick leash to have, and Bill Belichick is going to do what Bill Belichick does, right? He runs that organization, but this is a move that could potentially, depending on who wanted Mac Jones, if Robert Kraft really wanted Mac Jones, this could be something that ends Bill's tenure there. But I don't know. We don't know if this Zappe time from here on out. Mac Jones probably takes over next week. I just don't know where he goes from here. Right? Yeah. Do you think they really going to stick with Zappe and sit Mac Jones?
There's an article that came out in the Boston Herald that said that basically when Mac Jones made the Pro Bowl, that was the worst thing that could have happened. It went to his head, and he became just an arrogant, I'm the best thing that happened to this organization. I come in year one, I win 11 games, I take this team to the playoffs, and I go to the Pro Bowl. I've arrived. And basically, I guess the team was like, no, Rook, you haven't. And so it left a bad team, taste in these guys' mouth. And when they drafted this Bailey Zappe, like they said, this was the guy we wanted. I think it's kind of a ownership or GM likes this guy. Bill likes this guy, and right now I don't know who's going to win.
Right. Maybe this was just a wake-up call, a piece of humble pie there for Mac Jones, because it's too short of a leash for what he did last season.
And to say that, but you got to go to Mac Jones and go, hey, do you see how those guys are reacting out there to him?
Right.
You somehow got to figure that out. You got to win that locker room back.
Yeah, you got to be a leader.
You got to win that locker room back. You got to come here, and you got to come down here to their level, and you got to go back into the foxhole, and you got to prove to these guys you're going to fight next to them, not go, hey, what are you guys doing? It's your fault, and because as soon as he came into the football game, the demeanor of the New England Patriots changed.
And then, looking at the Colts was another one of this. Matt Ryan got benched. Someone's got to answer for these horrible quarterback pickups.
Yeah.
And I think at the end of the season, someone will answer it, whether it be Jim Irsay being fired or somebody's got to answer. You went with Carson Wentz. That was a total failure. 1 year later, you go and get Matt Ryan, and that's a total failure where you're starting your rookie quarterback midway, through the season. Not a good look. The Colts, this is, to me, the Colts organization as on the team, you're basically telling me our season's done. Unless Ellinger comes out and plays.
Well, Ellinger's been a solid backup around the league. He's bounced around to some other places, and he doesn't do bad. But you've definitely told the team by doing this that, hey, we screwed up.
Yeah. And you're not even this is going into week 8.
Yeah.
You're not even at the you're right at the halfway mark. And someone's going to answer. And this is maybe the point where they got to totally rebuild. They haven't given this team much offensive weapons. They got a really good running back. They have a defense that most of the time plays good. Sometimes you're like, why did they give up 44 points? But someone will answer at the end of the season. You just can't have this. And they bought in all on Wentz. They bought in all on Matt Ryan, and it just hasn't worked out.
Yeah.
Well, Craig, the World Series is set. Philadelphia Phillies versus the Houston Astros. And I didn't expect the Phillies to be there.
No, nobody did. They fired their coach 50 games into the season, and we're in dead last place, and we're left for dead, and now all of a sudden they've won the pennant. So
this kind of reminds me of the Braves run last year. Braves were really bad, and then they went on a huge run in the second half.
300 win teams that are sitting at the house watching, and
that's
this
insane.
is why I love baseball, because things like this happen. All 3 times the Giants won the title, nobody picked them anytime at all. And you get hot in October, and you get a guy that you can ride. And Bryce Harper finally is healthy, and he hits probably the biggest home run of his career in the bottom of the 8th inning to vault them ahead, and then they get 3 outs in the 9th, and they go on. But right now, as much as I don't want to say it, it just appears that the Houston Astro revenge tour, we talking about revenge tours, they haven't lost a game this postseason. Yeah. Not a single game. Not like, hey, we were in it, we won. No, they did. They sweep. And
we're talking like down 6 runs to Seattle, come all the way back.
Yeah.
This that was my next question. Can the Phillies win, or is the Houston too strong? And the Houston
I think they can, but I just think this team, the way Houston's playing right now, is like you've got to come out and hit them right away. Like you would have to win one of the first 2 games. You go down 2-0, which by all sense of the imagination you should do because Houston has home field advantage. Then you're in trouble. But if you can steal one in Houston and show them that you're not going to just lay down and give them their first loss, maybe that's all it'll take is to prove to them that they're not invincible. Because right now, the Astros are playing with house money. They're like, nobody can touch us.
Yeah, their pitching staff is fantastic over Houston and what they're doing. That they hit the ball. They don't strike out a lot.
No, they have. I don't know. I think I saw they have 8 strikeouts the entire postseason, where every other team had 30 and 40. They had 8. 8.
Yeah, insane. And it's just insane what they're doing. And look, I don't count Houston's first ring. I don't count it. Okay. I was bang those trash cans all day long. That was a fake World Series. They cheated their way through it.
And I think that's what they're doing. I think they're going to take what everybody is saying and here. Now, does this one count?
And if they win this one, by all means, we have to count it. I cannot look and go, okay, well, I can't count this one. There's playing lights out baseball. And this is an organization that has let star players go. They let their guys go, and they replace them with other players that have turned out to be star players. So it's insane to me. And when Houston joined our division, the Rangers division, I was like, yes, they're the worst team in baseball. And little did I know they were going to turn it all around and be as good as they are. So it turned out to be a really bad thing for us. But they're just playing too strong. I think this is 5, maybe 6 games. Maybe 6. 5 games, maybe a sweep. I hope it's not a sweep for baseball fans, but I just don't think the Phillies have what it takes. And look, I hope they win. I hope Philly comes back and wins, and I hope they are the underdog story because I love those stories. I love that Atlanta won it last season, but I just don't think it's going to happen, guys. Unfortunately, I don't see it.
Yeah. No, I agree. Right now, unless Philadelphia can just show me something in the first game or 2, I think I think the Astros are just on a tour of destruction and that they win 4-1 probably.
I got another question for you, just popped in my head, baseball related. I think I talked about this a little bit last week on Friday solo edition. The Yankee season considered a failure?
100%. 100%. Where You were on pace to break the record for the most wins in baseball ever. You had a horrific second half. You send your closer home in the he goes
Well,
he just leaves the team and goes to Florida, and they go, well, hey, are you coming back for this workout? He goes, well, I don't know, am I going to be on the roster? Well, we can't really promise you that. Well, then I'm going to stay at my house. And you go and blow 2 leads, and one against the Astros, one against whoever they played before the
Cleveland.
Astros. Cleveland, yeah, Cleveland comes
Almost
back.
lost to Cleveland.
Almost lost it. You had to go 5 games, and actually, you won that because of Mother Nature, and gave you an extra day of rest, and got to play a day game in New York. Where you had the home field advantage and had Cleveland, all out of whack. Cleveland couldn't even find a hotel to stay in for the extra night that they were supposed to be there. It was all a big disaster. So yeah, absolutely. And I believe I can't. I mean,
Can't fathom their head coach
can't
stage,
deal.
right?
But I believe he gets fired, and I believe Aaron
Judge is gone.
Aaron Judge is gone. He wants nothing to do with his organization. He wants to win a World Series. He wants to win and be on top. He hit 62 homers, and he carries this team to a division title and 100 wins.
And he gets booed.
And he gets booed out of the stadium because he has a slump in the first series. This is going to sound like a homerish deal, but I think he goes to San Francisco.
That's very homerish. You San Francisco San Francisco Giants
I know,
fan.
But
you have all the money.
I have no payroll. Nobody's on the payroll. He is a hometown. That's a hometown San Francisco kid that was his team growing up. Are we going to go hit bombs into the bay all day long and deal? Yeah, let's do that. And they have an organization that's proven that they'll spend money and they can win.
And they've proven that they have guys that can come up. They won 100 games with nobodies.
Yeah.
And that's just a good run organization. And look, I can see it happening. I talked about that episode, and you're exactly right. The Yankees organization was a complete failure of a season. And I'm not talking about those damn Yankee fans that believe it's a win a World Series every year or you fail. I don't believe in that. But the Yankees, like all those things you just said, exactly are right. And then you have so much hype on you. You got Judge, who just who broke the AL record, home run record, whatever you want to call it. He hit 62, 63 home runs, whatever the number was. You got all this hype on him, and they can't make it. They haven't made it to a World Series in a really long time. I don't know when the last time they won was. This is just something, and you have, your main guys stayed healthy, right? A lot of times Stanton and Judge were hurt.
Yeah.
And they started off on fire, and I go, this is what the Yankees would be if they were both healthy. And then they fell apart, and then they won 99 games. They're really good, that's a good record, great record. But it just fell short of expectations of where they were, the team they have, how healthy they were, the year that Judge had. And I think Judge walks because the fact that this Yankee fan base can't appreciate him and all he's done for this organization this season. And I can get it being upset that he's always hurt and he's always injured. And that's just part of the game and who he is. He's freaking 7 foot. I mean, this guy's like 6'8", 6'9", 6'7", somewhere around there. But I believe he leaves, and that will be a black mark on the Yankees. That you let this guy get away from you. You didn't sign him when you could.
Oh, it'll crush that organization.
That could be a big. I wouldn't say downfall. Like they're going to be a really bad baseball team, but that's going to be a mark, and that'll be someone's head will roll if he leaves New York, and a lot of fans will be upset. Where does he go? I don't know. He could go to the Giants. They do win. He better not go to the Dodgers and jump on that train. It'll be the same thing.
Unfortunately, he might. I don't know what
that
kind
could
of payroll they have.
Right. The Rangers have opened up a payroll. I don't want him because
I don't think they
we
need
some
another
pitching.
bat. I think they want to go.
Here.
I think they want to go for Syndergaard or not Syndergaard. The other guy from the Mets that
DeGrom.
Is the
But he's
guy
always hurt, isn't he?
Yeah, that's the problem.
Yeah, but he's lights out when he
when he does pitch. He's great, but he's on the DL for about 65 games a year. But you're gonna have to spend money, and I don't know what they're willing to do, what they're not. I like their coaching selection.
Oh yes, baby. Bruce Bochy, baby, let's go.
Bochy wins 3 world championships in San Francisco, and
I'm excited about that hire. By the way, very excited.
Your pitching staff will get better because he is very meticulous on walks and hit pitches and errors and the fundamental problems you had last year where guys didn't know how many outs there were and guys didn't know what bases to run to and all that's going away. All that's going away. And I'd be willing to bet that the name Dave Righetti is going to join that organization. And if he does, your pitching staff will do a complete 180 in 2 seasons because that guy is a magical pitching coach. He's amazing. Rags will completely take these guys in Leiter and Kumar Rocker, and you will have a lights out staff. I mean, he took guys like Tim Lincecum, who was basically said to be like, that guy can't do any of that. Motion is unorthodox, and he won 2 Cy Youngs and 3 world championships, and he's going to be a Hall of Famer. And Matt Cain, who was average at best, had perfect games in world championships. Brian Wilson, who had double Tommy John surgery, became the best closer in baseball. And that's all Dave Righetti and work ethic. These guys that have their own hitting coaches and own entourages, all that's gone. All that's gone. Bonds tried that, and he's like, there's the door. You see, it's just not going to work. And Bochy is hard-nosed. He studies. He knows the analytics side of baseball. He knows the old-school side of baseball. And I'm telling you, you're going to see, if I had to guess, you're going to see 20 to 25 more wins this year just by making him the head coach. That's if you don't sign anybody. That's if you go in with just what you got.
Well, I'm hoping this ownership gives them some money to spend. I
think they will. I think they will. But what I'm saying is, if you don't make any changes, I think you go up 25 wins just because of the fundamentals and the pitching staff and people not being prima donnas.
Oh, that'd be fantastic because when we signed him, I said, "Oh man, we got a winner. This guy knows how to win," and we've needed that here. We've needed that here, and I liked the other head coach.
Woodward.
Yeah, I liked Woodward. I just don't.
He just got a bad break.
He just got a bad break, and I think. I like the more experienced coaches in baseball. And this is one of them. He knows how to win, and I'm super excited. I want baseball to start tomorrow, and so I can see this coach and what he can do. But I'm excited for Texas Ranger baseball again, and it's been a long time since I've been excited about that. But I think the ownership, I don't see why you would hire a new head coach and then kind of lock him down on how much money he can spend. They just opened up the books this last off season, and so they're going to put a team around him, hopefully, and get this team. It's not going to be a 1-year turnaround, but we should see some more winning next season. The fundamental things that weren't getting done is unacceptable in my opinion. Yeah. You should know how many outs there are. You should know how to run bases. You learn that stuff in middle, high school and stuff like that. So, but anywho, I'm super excited about that. Craig, why don't you go ahead? It's that time. You give us what you got in your locker this week, since you will not be here Friday.
Got 2 more football games. They basically sealed up second place in the district. Aledo beat Denton Ryan, so therefore the Aledo Bearcats are going to be the 118th consecutive year they've won that district title. The final band competition of a senior year band career comes this weekend in Waco, and that will wrap up the marching season and basically wrap up. The only thing we'll have left is senior night on November 4th. So there's that. And just trying to get through the rest of the week at work. Trying to get caught up on this route. Had numerous hours of downtime, and we're just chasing our tail out here. And so just trying to get ahead and get off in a reasonable hour so I can get some of this stuff done. So that's about it.
Yeah, you've had a pretty rough go with breaking down.
Yeah, rough month.
We set a transfer today for 2 hours and 45 minutes. It was just wonderful. But I mean, we still got off by, it was like 12:45, 1 o'clock. So I mean, I guess I can't complain too bad. But I was like, man, getting paid to sit there. They're doing construction work on the dump face inside transfer, and we're gonna be dumping just one truck at a time. And I just don't know how it's gonna work. But anywho, that's a work issue. All right, guys. Well, that's the episode tonight. It's episode 164. Talks on Tuesday, week 7 recap edition. I'll be back on Friday. Maybe Jeff. I don't know when he's going to be back, but he's working on some new intros. Craig's going to jump on right after this episode and do the hockey hat trick edition for this week. He's going to talk about the NHL and that. He's looking for those on Thursdays. We had some technical difficulties last time he tried it, but those will be Thursday nights. And he's going to get in if you like the hockey stuff. NBA, we haven't talked about it. There are only 4 games in. Some teams have played 4 games, and some the Mavericks have only played 2. So it's not really much to talk about there. And we'll get into that in a little bit when it gets going. But that's going to be your episode today, guys. Hope you continue out your week. It's supposed to be – that win today was outrageous in Texas. Outrageous. We got some rain yesterday, but other than that, guys, continue out your week strong. God bless, and remember,
keep it outspoken.